Thank you so very much for being back. And if you just joined us, Enterprise Television it is. Let's get to our conversation for today. Stakeholders across the country have condemned the initial denial by the police and Kaduna State Government of the reported mass abduction of worshippers in Kurmin Wali, Kajuru Local Government Area, calling for public apologies and the immediate rescue of the victims. Report indicated that at least 177 worshippers were abducted from 3 churches by bandits, a claim falsely denied by the state authority and the local council chairman. A group including the Arewa Consultative Forum, ACF, Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Southern Kaduna Peoples Union, Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, and Adara Development Association, and the Evangelical Church Winning, that is ECWA, criticized the handling of the incident. Their concerns followed confirmation by Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun that the abduction did occur. ACF described the authorities' response as disappointing and poorly coordinated, warning against denial tactics. It can also faulted police communication, urging transparent engagement and the safe rescue of all abducted worshippers. Let's get talking. Emeka Madnagu is still here with us. Emeka, very sad one. When we thought that would come and go. These denial tactics of current administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I do not know. Is it that they feel that the $9 million that they had given to DCI would find a way of masquerading a real live abduction case?
Let me tell you. First of all, I'll say the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, should resign with immediate effect. I'll just say that. You see, I've said these things since. We'll continue to have this embarrassing situation because Nuhu Ribadu cannot handle national security. He cannot.
But what is his antecedents? Where has he...
He retired as an AIG of police. What spectacular things did he do apart from EFCC? Let me tell you. You see, they have brought up non-kinetic approach. That is appeasement. But like I've always said, terrorists don't repent. Terrorists don't change. You cannot appease terrorists. They will keep demanding and demanding. One of those communities was a place where these terrorists had kidnapped people in the recent past and they got some millions, was it 2-point-something million from them. And then you now didn't increase security there. By the way, what has happened to the Safe Communities Initiative of the police, the Safe Camps? It was a project of 1 billion naira some years ago under the former President Muhammad Buhari that was supposed to provide police, police camps in different places in, far-flung communities to protect those communities. But the money disappeared.
Guards? I thought President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had allowed for forest guards to go safeguard our forest.
Who can the guards? Each state will have just 7,000 guards to protect how many people? You see, it is not about the numbers. If you like, you can have 2 million forest guards. You will just end up populating spaces without making impact. And that is what is going on. Nuhu Ribadu has not been able to get a handle on the security situation in the country. And that is it. How can you look at denying? Is it that churches don't know their members? Is it that churches don't know that their members were kidnapped?
In fact, they published the list yesterday.
No, people challenge the Kaduna State Commissioner of Police to arrest them if they were lying. So out of shame, the Inspector General of Police had to come out and say, yes, now look at what happened. Even the local government chairman was said to have gone around to tell the people not to speak to the media. Height of irresponsibility. That local government chairman is utterly irresponsible and should resign. What sort of character is that? Is it not better to say that we are still coordinating with security agencies to get the true picture? Why would you come out to lie? What exactly do you intend to gain? People's lives? If it was his wives and children that were kidnapped, would he be saying that? If he was the one kidnapped, would he be saying that? Why have they got to a point where, you see, these people, this Tinubu administration is a very dangerous administration. No? Honestly speaking, they don't have the interests of Nigerians at heart. To be honest with you. Because the way they are not taking insecurity, they are now trying to follow the Buhari template that was irresponsible. telling the media, please downplay terrorist attacks. Why would I downplay terrorist attacks? If you are the one kidnapped, will downplay it? You are trying to downplay the unfortunate incident involving that Brigadier Oba, who was kidnapped some months ago. Killed. Brigadier General Oba. You are trying to downplay it. And now trying to blame the media. A country of irresponsible politicians, all they just keep doing is looking for blame. Who to blame? Blame game. Instead of sitting down to think. You now run to give 9 million to a hungry set of people who can't achieve anything. And let me tell you, that screwdriver story written by New York Times is going to hit the New York Times reputation very seriously. Because if you look at New York Times, if you look at their house policy, they say when they get to know, when their attention is drawn to a story that they carried, and not in the people's interest, that they will take remedial actions. That story was highly irresponsible.
And I think
to say that the President of the United States...
For the damages at this point.
No, they will get there, Already people have written letters to the New York Times, waiting for New York Times to respond. Before, first of all, you have to do things one after the other. First of all, make them aware of the damage they have caused by that publication. Then, you now know what next steps. You now watch their reaction and know the next steps to take. But you see, that $9 million, like 13 billion naira, would have taken care of, boosting security across the country. Especially those. I know that the governor of Kaduna State, Ubasani, has been trying to, reconcile, the communities. He has been trying, to reassure the people, bring peace back. But you see, the military has been pounding these terrorists in Zamfara, in Borno, in different places up north. So you will expect that they will move down south. Intelligence reports have shown them that these are the things that will happen. So these people will still engage in all these things, because you see, terrorists are criminals. They will never be satisfied. Even if you empty the treasury of Nigeria and give them, they can never be satisfied. If there's nobody else to kidnap or to kill, they start killing themselves. Because these are people who have sworn to a wrong agenda, a horrible agenda, and they cannot stop. You can only wipe them out. They cannot stop, no matter how you try to appease them.
We are talking about kidnapping of people who were doing their thing in church. Just yesterday, that is, the suicide munition that happened in Borno that ended the lives of 5 soldiers and the policeman.
Yes.
So you can see how sad and bad the situation is.
That's what we are telling you, Ribado. Trying to appease the terrorists through your non-kinetic approach is nonsensical. It will not achieve anything. It will only embolden these criminals. It will only embolden them. You see what the US has been doing. You see what they did in Syria. You killed Americans. They went and wiped out all of them. You don't. Look at what the Kaduna State Government is doing. Exactly. You want to release 70 bandits. What sort of irresponsible conduct is that? What sort of people do we have in government? Are they thinking right, or is there a problem somewhere? You just wonder. Like they say, no wonder the snake is long. Because, when you have people who cannot, who cannot read the room. The US sent you equipment. The US has helped you in different ways. The United Kingdom, France, and others, development partners have come to your aid. What is going on? Muhammadu Buhari paid, was it $1 billion for Tucano jets? Where are the Tucano jets? We were told that those Tucano jets will help them to deal with terrorists. Where are they? Now, Tinubu is talking of getting another set of jets, fighter jets. But thankfully, I praise the Nigerian military, because being able to achieve so much with this kind of, convoluted political climate, honestly, it takes guts. Where officers have said that they were close to wiping out Bello Tunji, that criminal, he will meet his Waterloo very soon by the grace of God. That criminal, they were close to wiping him out. And then they now got orders from above to step back. For what? Wipe out these fellows. Nothing will happen. Heavens will not fall. The world will remember you for staring them down. Not because Tinubu wants a second term. And then you are now doing all kinds of things. You will end up hurting yourself because, let me tell you, people are watching. The international community, they know the truth. They know the truth now. They can read between the lines. What is all this desperation for? What's all this desperation for? Jonathan was on the verge of wiping out Boko Haram. Your leaders, northern leaders, came out and said he was killing their brothers. What is really going on?
Which is what is being repeated now.
Now, a private firm wants to refine gold and lithium in Lagos. Northern Leaders Forum has come out to say, no, it is wrong. You should do it in... Is it the federal government that will... Hey, now wow. The state-run refineries under NNPCL have all collapsed. With all the abracadabra they played, the 4 refineries have collapsed. Totally. Now they want Tinubu to go and invest money in gold and lithium refinery. What is going on? Is it that they are governors? Some northern governors went to the United States, was it last year or year before last, to hold a security summit. At the end of the day, what came out of it? Instead of them to use that opportunity to look for investors to come and refine gold, refine lithium, refine other things, what are they doing? They're asking the federal government to still follow that same path of state-owned refineries. So now, come on. What is all this?
But funnily, same states, would come together. Just a couple of weeks back, they came together. About 4 states in the northwest, I guess, of Nigeria, came together to float an airline. Already they've invested.
They are afraid now of traveling on the road so that the terrorists don't start kidnapping them. Their wives and children too. I saw a video of one, was it a governor also, whose family was traveling on the road, and there was it a fighter jet or a helicopter? Really? A fighter jet, yes, that escorted them. I mean, what is this? Waste of state resources. Waste of state resources. They want to float an airline. You think these terrorists cannot destroy your planes or destroy your airports? What is in your airline? Let me tell you. Look, I would urge President Bola Tinubu again, seize the momentum. US President Donald Trump is sending Alison Hooks, the US Undersecretary for Foreign Affairs, is sending the woman to Nigeria and some other countries. Now, she's coming to Nigeria to deliver a specific message to President Bola Tinubu on Christian genocide. That you have to put a stop to it. Maybe to deliver an ultimatum. You must put a stop to it. Maybe give a 3-month ultimatum. Or else, the US will even go as far as putting ground troops in Nigeria to wipe them out. You see, it's not about 9 minutes. Look, let me tell you. If you study politics of ideology, the sad thing is that in Nigeria, we don't play politics of ideology. We only play politics of put in my pocket, politics of defection and all that. Go and study ideology, how powerful ideology is. Donald Trump, his supporters are right-wing. Mm-hmm. And issues about Christianity, about religion, Christian religion, are those things that they push so much, they push so high. Go and look at past elections in America now. Go and look at those states, those battleground states. Go and look at those states that are, that have regarded as heavy Christian, that have heavy Christian populations. Why did they matter in successive U.S. elections? Why would they invite top pastors, Pentecostal pastors, to the White House to meet with the president, to pray for the president? Why? And you think that they now come with, with this narrative of Christian genocide, and you think they are joking? This is right-wing ideology, and they are pushing it, and they will achieve the purpose they have written down for it. If you like, you can Publish 1 million stories in New York Times. They don't care. In fact, the more you publish, the more you now show them how culpable you are. We've told these people, look, concentrate on wiping out these terrorists. But what are you doing? You are saying they're also killing Muslims. Okay, since they're also killing Muslims, no problem. Now, it means that you cannot... Now, they've added it that the violence affects people of different faiths. No problem. Now, what it means is that there is a serious problem that needs to be addressed. That you are incapable. You are incompetent. You cannot deal with insecurity in your country. And then we will come and help you to deal with it. And with this Christian Jews, remember, what did they do in Maduro? In Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro. They brought that narrative of drugs and illegal immigration, illegal migration. And you saw how the Trump administration kept pushing it. I would say go to Google. Anybody watching this, go to Google. Go and see what Donald Trump said shortly before the election during his first term. There's a story online about what he said he was going to do if he won a second term in 2020. Go and check and see what he said he was going to do. Look at what he did when that American citizen was kidnapped in Kaduna State. He sent Navy SEALs and they rescued the man. And he said he was going to do more than that if he got a second term. Now he has a second term. And whatever narrative they push out, they are going to push it to the end. Though. They are going, well, if you like, empty Nigeria's treasury into lobbying, you're wasting your time. Because they've already set that framing and they brought Israel. They brought Israel into the mix. Remember when Kashim Shettima, Vice President, went to the United Nations General Assembly last year and was canvassing for a two-state solution, to the Middle East crisis, Israel and Palestine. Yes. Now they are saying, okay, fine. We too, we can also canvass the same two-state solution or multi-state solution.
For Nigeria.
For Nigeria. Starting first with a state for Christians, with an independent nation for Christians. Yes, now, after all, what is good for the goose, for the gander, is good for the goose. Since you recommended that for us, and already President Donald Trump is, looking at whether it will work. And okay, fine. Let us look at Nigeria too. Let's try and carve out somewhere where Christians can be protected. What are you doing? You are unwittingly selling yourself short. And you know what? They will achieve it. Because the way Trump is going right now, the way he's going, he's talking of Greenland and all that, he's talking of China and all that. Let me tell you what he's doing. He wants to make sure that these big powers cannot stand in his way when he wants to deal with issues like Nigeria. Before he invaded Venezuela, China and Russia were aware.
Yeah, they all stepped back.
They stepped back.
Yes, for him to do what.
So if China and Russia now, the European Union has said they are going to suspend their trade deal with the United States. That's what Trump wants to achieve. That's what he wants to achieve. And then at the same time, you are still pushing back. You are still denying abductions. I think these people, they need to smell the coffee. They need to smell the coffee because if they can really see what is coming, they will just quickly make amends. But it's okay. They can say it's a false narrative and all that. It's all right, no problem. I agree with them. They can go and put screwdriver stories in New York Times. Go anywhere. No problem. No problem. I wish them well. But at the end of the day, they will know that you don't play with a dangerous man like Donald Trump.
Very well. You don't play with a dangerous man like Donald Trump. And I hope President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is watching at this point. And this is one situation he never thought would ever have happened to him. I remember before the election, he felt he was invincible. He felt everything was all clear. The road was okay. It's a home run for him. And now it's a different situation. And I hope that he will muster the muscle to know how to deal with it. That is, if the intention is there to deal with it with Nigerians as the most important thing, and not just his candidature and the 2027, which he looks up to. Thank you so very much, Emeka.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate your time. That's our time. I'd love to say thank you. Please do well to follow us. You can find us at Enterprise TV 7. Equally, you might like, follow, and equally download to watch and share to your friends. And folks, if you may, when you visit us at Enterprise TV 7 also. I am Henry Rubik. Have yourself a splendid day. It's been a wonderful episode with you, and I'll see you on